Now let's talk about something real, something that almost every man, every woman, every dreamer, every hustler has faced at some point in their life. Being broke. I'm talking about looking in your wallet and seeing nothing but receipts. I'm talking about checking your bank account and seeing numbers so low they make your chest tighten. I'm talking about skipping meals, hiding from landlords, dodging phone calls, and feeling like your dreams are slipping through your fingers. Not because you ain't working hard, but because life is just punching you in the gut over and over again. See, when you ain't got no money, everything feels harder. Your confidence cracks, your energy drops, your hope disappears. And the worst part, people look at you like you're lazy, like you're not trying, like you just don't want it bad enough, but they don't know the whole story. They don't see the sleepless nights, the sacrifice, the grind. They don't see the way you stretch every dollar, the way you walk instead of drive, the way you smile when you're really breaking inside. See, money problems, they don't just test your wallet, they test your spirit. They test your resilience. They test your belief in yourself when everything around you is telling you to give up. But let me tell you something. You are not broke because you're broken. You are not stuck because you're stupid. You're not behind because you're unworthy. Or just in a storm right now. And storms that don't last forever, they pass. But you've got to hold on. You've got to lock in. You've got to fight like hell because this is the part of your story that's going to define you. This is where character is built. This is where warriors are made. This is where greatness starts. Not on mountaintops, but in valleys. Not when everything's going right, but when everything is falling apart. See, people want success without the suffering. They want the reward without the responsibility. They want to shine, but they don't want to be shaped. But not you, you're different. You're in the fire right now. And yeah, it hurts, but it's also refining you. It's burning off the excuses, burning off the entitlement. It's burning off the laziness, the distractions, the comfort. And when you come out the other side, you're going to be stronger than you've ever been. You're going to walk with a different kind of confidence, not because someone handed you something, but because you earned it in the trenches. See, there's power in being broke if you learn how to use it. When you've got nothing to lose, you become dangerous. You start thinking creatively. You get hungry, not just for food, but for change. You start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. You learn to move with intention. Every dollar becomes sacred. Every minute becomes valuable. And slowly, step by step, you start building. You start climbing. You start rising. And it won't happen overnight. It won't be easy. There will be setbacks. There will be betrayal. There will be days you question everything. But you keep showing up. You keep working. You keep believing. We'll keep believing. Because there's something inside of you that won't let you quit. Something inside of you that knows you weren't born to stay broke. You weren't born to struggle forever. You were born to rise. You were born to win. You were born to overcome. And one day, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but one day you're going to look back on the season of your life and you're going to smile. You're going to realize that the nights you cried, the days you went hungry, the moments you wanted to give up, those were the exact moments that made you successful. Those were the seeds of your success. So if you're in the middle of a money problem right now, don't you dare give up. Don't you dare believe the lie that says you're not enough. Don't you dare let the pressure break you. Let it build you. Let it teach you. Let it transform you. Because no money. Yeah, that's a big problem, but it's also a big opportunity. It's your moment to rise. Let me break it down for you, real and raw. Because I know some of y'all out there ain't just broke in the bank, you're broke in the soul. You walk around with a smile on your face, but inside you're drowning in pressure. Pressure to provide, pressure to prove yourself, pressure to succeed when it feels like everything is stacked against you. And the worst part, nobody sees it. They don't see the weight you carry, the choices you're forced to make. They don't see you skipping meals so your kids can eat, or pretending everything is fine when you're 2 missed payments away from losing everything. You ain't just broke financially, you're mentally, emotionally, spiritually tired. And that's the truth. Money problems don't show on paper. See, money issues cut deep. They attack your worth, your dignity, your identity. Society doesn't measure effort. It measures income. So when you don't have the money, people assume you ain't got the hustle. But here's what I need you to understand right now. Being broke is not your identity. It's your condition. And conditions change. Circumstances change. Bank balances change, but who you are, the fire in you, that is something they can't tax, can't repossess, can't foreclose. And when you tap into that fire, that faith, that hunger, you become unstoppable. Now, I know you're tired. I know you're sick of motivational words when your fridge is empty. I know it's hard to believe in dreams when reality keeps slapping you in the face. But listen to me, and I mean listen with your heart. This storm you're in is not your burial, it's your breakthrough. God didn't bring you this far to leave you in lack. He didn't create you with purpose and promise just to watch you drown in debt. Nah, what you're going through isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's the gym where your spirit is getting strong. It's the battlefield where your endurance is being forged. Because here's the secret they won't tell you in school. Some of the most successful people on the planet once had nothing. Oprah slept on porches. Steve Harvey lived in his car. Tyler Perry, homeless. You ain't less than because you're struggling. You're being shaped because pressure makes diamonds. Fire purifies gold. And storms, they don't just destroy. They reveal what's unshakable. And that's you. That's your faith. That's your purpose. See, life is not about how much money you have. It's about how much fight you have in you when you have nothing. You want to know when I started changing? When I stopped blaming the world and started owning my grind. See, life doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. So, you owe yourself the discipline to wake up early, the courage to take that risk, the humility to start over. Stop waiting for someone to come save you. Ain't nobody coming. You are your own rescue mission. You are your own investment. And when you start treating yourself like you're worth something, even if the world says you're not, that's when the tide begins to turn. Start educating yourself. Start writing down goals. Start cutting out distractions. Start saying no to people who drain your energy. Every step, every dollar, every lesson, it matters because you're not just surviving anymore, you're building. You're building a life that one day will make sense of all this pain. One day you'll be able to say, yeah, I was broke, but I wasn't broken. Yeah, I was tired, but I didn't quit. Well, yeah, I was afraid, but I walked anyway. That's the legacy you're writing, not in dollars, but in determination. So if you're out there right now checking your account and feeling like a failure, I want you to hear me. You are not a failure. You are a warrior in the middle of the war. And this part, the broke part, the lonely part, the hungry part, it's not the end of your story. It's the chapter that makes the ending worth it. Money problems will come and go, but the lessons, the growth, the version of you that emerges on the other side, that's forever. Don't let your current balance determine your permanent belief. Your worth is not tied to your wallet. It's tied to your will. So lift your head, wipe your tears. Get back up and start again because you were born for more than just bills and broken dreams. You were born to rise. Listen. This is where it gets real. I'm not here to sugarcoat the struggle. I'm here to talk straight to the soul. Because if you're still broke, still lost, still waking up every morning with a heavy chest and no idea how you're going to make it through the week, then this part right here is for you. This is where you find out what you're really made of. See, money problems don't just test your patience, they test your purpose. They don't just shake your wallet, they shake your why. They come for your dreams, they come for your dignity. They make you question whether any of this is even worth it. But let me tell you something nobody told me when I was down. Sometimes you got to go broke in the bank to get rich in the soul. Sometimes God will strip everything away, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Sometimes he'll close every door, not because he's done with you, but because he's redirecting you towards something greater than anything you ever imagined. And I know what it's like when that rent's due and the account's empty. I know what it's like when the people around you start pulling away because you ain't successful yet. I know the shame that creeps in when you've got dreams bigger than your current reality. But here's what I've learned. The shame ain't yours to carry. The debt ain't your destiny. The struggle ain't your identity. It's a season, not a sentence. And every season has a purpose. Winter teaches stillness. Summer teaches abundance. Spring teaches renewal, but fall teaches letting go. And maybe right now God's trying to teach you to let go of old thinking, old habits, old fears. Because the new version of you, the wealthy version, the powerful version, that version requires a complete shedding of who you used to be. You can't take poverty mindset into prosperity. You can't walk into abundance while dragging chains of scarcity. You've got to make room internally before the external starts to change. Now listen, money is a tool, not a trophy. It's not a measure of your worth. It's not the proof of your value. It's not the final goal. Peace is the goal. Purpose is the goal. Impact is the goal. And money? Money just helps you reach more people once you're already standing in your calling. But don't chase paper and lose your path. Don't hustle so hard that you forget why you started. This is a heart game. This is a faith game. And you can't play it if your spirit is broke, even if your bank account eventually isn't. I've seen millionaires miserable. I've seen people with nothing live with more joy, more freedom, more grace than people with 6 zeros in their balance. Why? Because money without meaning is just weight. And a burden without belief will crush you. So what you need to build before the business, before the brand, before the bank, is belief. Belief that you are worthy. Belief that your story matters. Belief that you were born for more than struggle. Because once you have that belief, once you own it, everything starts to shift. And I know it ain't easy. You've got scars nobody can see. You've cried in silence. You've prayed with trembling hands. You've begged God for a break, for a sign, for something. And if you're wondering whether he's listening, let me tell you right now, this is your sign. This voice you're hearing, this message, this moment, it's your divine confirmation that you were never forgotten. You are seen, you are loved, and you are called to break the cycle, called to rise above, called to rebuild not just your finances, but your faith. You didn't come this far to stay small. You didn't endure all that pain just to go back to paycheck living. You were built for legacy, for impact, for overflow. But overflow only comes when the cup is whole. So start healing, start forgiving, start letting go of the bitterness that poverty planted in your heart. Because healing is the foundation of wealth, not just in the bank, but in the soul. So here's what I want you to do today, not next week, not when you get paid, not when you feel ready. Today, I want you to write down your worth, not your wage, your worth. Write down the talents God gave you, the obstacles you've overcome, the people you've helped, the dreams you still carry. And I want you to look at that list and realize you're already valuable before the money, beyond the money, without the money. And from that place, from that realization, I want you to move differently, speak differently, walk differently. Because the universe don't give more to people who don't honor what they already have. Gratitude multiplies, faith attracts, action opens doors. So show up for your future, show up for your calling, show up for your legacy. Because whether you're rich or broke today, the truth is you are chosen, and chosen people don't shrink, they expand. So yes, money is a big problem, but you are a bigger solution. Your ideas, your strength, your character, your unshakable spirit. That's where your real wealth lives. And don't let broke days convince you that you're a broke person. You are rich in resilience, in wisdom, in purpose. And if you hold on to that truth, if you believe it deep in your bones, then no amount of debt, doubt, or delay can keep you from destiny, because people like you were never meant to just survive. You were meant to soar.